I'm Sheila Matthews, your human digital sidekick, keeping you plugged in and up to date with the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives. We watch timelines all day, so you don't have to. And we're back again this week with a special guest. Well, at this point, your family. Two-time Super Bowl champ Jonathan Casillas joining us again, but this time for a very special episode. So unlike our normal episodes, today we will cover the 10 times the internet had us logged in a chokehold. So let's get it going. Jonathan, you ready?
Absolutely. Y'all know what time it is. Let's log in.
There we go. So we're going to take you on this ride back down 2023's memory lane. And feel free to grab the aux cord at any time. Meaning, if your memory is sparked, if you want to share with the rest of the Logged In family, please comment below to let us know what memory was your favorite and the first things that came to mind, or even a logged in moment you want to see left in 2023. So let's hop into the countdown. All right, coming in at number 1 is a whole lot of black girl magic with Simone Biles and her return after a mental health break. So I know you're probably asking yourself, why would anything related to needing a break for mental health reasons be magic? I'm glad they're asking, because we're here with the answers. So according to American College of Sports Medicine, 35% of elite athletes suffer from frequent mental health crises. When Simone Biles decided to step away, and at the time she decided to step away, it showed so many other elite athletes that it's okay to not be okay. And, an emphasis on the and, the game will be there. Take care of yourself first. Simone shocked the world when she withdrew from the 5-event finals at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and then returned to earn medals on the beam, almost back as if she never left. And to take such a big step forward in a journey of self-discovery and healing in front of the world and have the courage to do so is nothing less than magic.
No, for sure. I don't think we even fully understand the progression that is a direct result of moves like this from an elite athlete like Simone Biles. Yeah, and that's okay. But this definitely deserved the number 1 spot for 2023.
Coming in at number 2, the silk presses were definitely the 1 and not the 2. And Jimmy Butler and all of his hairstyles this season. So the Miami Heat forward used this season to show his versatility both on and off the court. Ranked number 11 on Complex's 30 best NBA players of 2023, Butler has proven on the court he lays it all on the line. And now we know he does the same with his hair too.
I think with players like Butler, who are young and still figuring out this elite world, he ain't really that young, but self-expression is his release. I remember when he was first asked about the changeup, and he said, "This is my emotional state. I'm one with my emotions. So this is what you get." This is right around the time that Heat didn't stand on business with acquiring Damian Lillard. So hey, maybe the emotion was there.
Well, look, one thing my people will always find a way to do is express. So, some more self-expression in 2024. Number 3 on the list, Coco Gauff and the day she stopped the world, winning the Grand Slam. Now, this day was legendary and top 10 worthy for so many reasons. During the US Open's 50th anniversary of equal pay prize money being a thing, Coco made history of her own, becoming the first American teenager to win the US Open since Serena in 1999. Coco defeated what everyone thought would be the world's number 1 Sabalenka 2-6, 6-3, and 6-2, and then American collected our $3 million champion check and dipped.
And bounced. Now, as much as we love championship winners, I think this win, for women, especially black women, meant so much more after everything she faced during this match. Sheila, do you remember your feelings on the day she won?
Oh my gosh, like, do I remember? I think I was out, and I just remember having my phone propped up. The whole place erupted into cheers because that was a huge win for Coco, but to your point, it felt like a huge win for black women. Like, we watched her, we rooted for her, and it's not an easy climate to be in as a young black woman playing this sport or sports in general, so to see her win, she didn't change who she was, she stood on everything that Coco is. It was just such a beautiful day to watch her make history.
Well, this is why not only does this logged in moment belong on this list, but it will also forever be remembered in history.
Gotta love it. All right, number 4 on our list was a time I know many of us wish we never had to experience, finding out that young Bronny James had been found unresponsive during a practice at USC. What started out as any other day for LeBron James and family quickly took a turn. Bronny, at 18 years old, was rushed to a local LA hospital following a practice with friends. Although reps for the James family kept details mum, it has been released that he was responsive and stable upon arriving at the hospital. Jonathan, I know you work with young athletes. What do you tell them about taking care of their physical health?
Well, the difficult part with that is, I don't know if sometimes the things that happen to you is not about your physical health, you know? And something that happens to you physically can hurt you mentally as well. And a lot of athletes, they put a lot of stress on themselves, they put a lot of pressure on themselves, even from the outside world, you know? And I mean, who has bigger shoes to fill than Bronny James, you know? And for me, it was heartbreaking for me to hear that, because it's like, who in the world kid is the healthiest kid that's getting the most, money and investment into them besides Bronny James? But for me, it's like, that's when you bring your kids closer, you tell them you love them, and then you make sure they're doing everything they can to do to prepare themselves physically and mentally for the sport or whatever they're doing.
Absolutely. Well, Bronny has made a full recovery, thank God, and he recently returned to the court in his first college game with USC, less than 5 months after suffering cardiac arrest on the court. Bronny and USC lost 84-79 to Long Beach State, but ultimately the real win is to see him back on the court, healthy and doing what he loves. Woo, Jonathan, 2023 kept us on our toes, huh? So at number 5, we have another medical emergency. Demar Hamlin, who also went into cardiac arrest in 2023 on the field. Brushing you guys' memory up a bit, Demar Hamlin went in to tackle with Bengals wide receiver on a routine play, after which Demar fell to the ground laying motionless on the field, resulting in him being rushed to the hospital. The game was delayed and eventually called off, and doctors say that Demar's heart had actually stopped on the field in a rare incident that rarely happens.
I remember there being so much support around him at the time. Candle vigils, tons of donations to GoFundMe, just real love, and it was so needed.
Yeah, it was a moment where we all, no matter what, if sports was your thing or not, united to wish someone well. And Jonathan, were you ever worried about things like this when you were playing?
Not dying on the football field, which is really what happened to Demar Hamlin. When you sign up for football, you sign up for the bruises, for the hurt, and then for the post-retirement pain that you're going to endure. And then also now that CTE is a real thing, you're signing up for that too, and Demar Hamlin went through something that, how many people in the world heart has stopped? Him and Bronny James, but how many people were in the world heart has stopped and then continue to play in the sport? So I tip my hat off to him. I tip my hat off to the Bengals organization and the Bills organization that was around that night, and all the tons of fans and family that's been supporting him throughout this process.
Absolutely, a lot of prayers and quick responses from the teams can contribute to his life being saved. So the way we put our lives on the line for passion sometimes, man, it took some time, but Demar is doing good and has even returned to the field for some wins. All right, now our number 6 out of 10 on the most logged in moments honestly will never sit well with me. It was literally one thing after another. Morant, and all the time he wasted in 2023 was kind of hard to watch and honestly just a bit tough to talk about. So Morant was suspended for the first 25 games of this season after he went on IG Live with a gun in plain sight. There's really no playbook for young athletes whose lives changed overnight, but come on, man.
Well, it's exactly what you said. There's no playbook. I know there's been a ton of convo about whether mental illness played a part in this or just was plain simple stupidity. I don't know if we'll know, but I do know development and coaching should go hand in hand with the recruiting.
Absolutely. Well, I agree. Let's move on to something more high energy. All right, 7 out of 10 on our list is for the soccer lovers. Jonathan, is soccer your thing at all?
I'm into more American football, not the traditional world football, but I'll watch it.
Look, as we all did. Well, I will say the World Cup taking over the U.S. is something that I will never forget. The World Cup is one of the world's most high-profile sports competitions in the history of tournaments.
I would say all of the above added to the hype around the tournament and the fact that it was the first FIFA World Cup hosted by multiple nations and the first ever expanded format of 32 teams versus the original 24-team format.
One word for that? Lit.
Lit.
Number 8 on our list is all about women owning the basketball court, so you know I'm here for it. And Angel Reese had already been doing her big one to the naysayers before 2023. Oh, but this year, she skyrocketed to new heights. LSU battled Iowa State University earlier this year with Angel hitting Tony Yayo and John Cena's "You Can't See Me" as LSU took victory. Now, the moment of 5-second hand gesture went viral with commentators watching and those watching for Angel. Jonathan, the word classless even began to trend on Twitter. This moment exposed double standard in women's sports versus men when it comes to competitiveness on the court, but most importantly, the racial double standard placed on Angel in comparison to her opponent, Caitlin Clark, known for hitting the same move.
I remember all of the conversations that happened around this very moment. It was like the world was surprised that number one, women's sports were treated differently than boys, and that number two, the treatment of black women differed tremendously in comparison to white women.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to go in on what the world has been late to realize when it comes to black women. Nonetheless, Angel in this moment opened the eyes of so many, but also tons of eyes on women's basketball.
All right now, so before we get into number 9, let's just say I'm really enjoying my time here. This walk down memory lane has me feeling like, wow, the new year is here. But back to my home away from home, the football field, Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles took a major L this year, losing Super Bowl 57 to the Kansas City Chiefs 38-35. Now the game itself...
I'm sorry. We gotta stop. You're talking about Jalen Hurts and you wanna talk about football? No. We have to talk about how Jalen Hurts secured the richest contract in NFL history, all while being the eye candy that we never knew we needed.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, shoot. We even had Kayla Nicole, Travis Kelce's ex, shooting her shot on Twitter and sis, I get it, and you beat me to it. So the biggest debate of 2023 has nothing to do with whether Biden and Kamala actually did do it, Joe, and everything to do about Jalen Hurts being the sexiest NFL player alive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Rounding out the countdown, we talk about filling up timelines this year. We cannot forget about the most talked about coach of the year, Coach Prime.
Absolutely.
Coach Prime came to Colorado against popular opinion and was determined to turn everything he touched to gold.
Yes, Sheila, I agree. But the biggest thing we learned from Coach Prime was positivity and optimism through it all.
Well, a true two-time champion knows when you get knocked down, you get back up. And that's exactly what we saw. Named Sports Illustrated 2023 Sportsperson of the Year, we may not have seen him win every game with Colorado, but thanks to Primetime's touch, Colorado went from winning one game in 2022 to becoming one of the most popular sports programs in the country. Jonathan, I'm talking record-setting viewership, home game support, and as a former NFL star, what is the importance of having a crowd cheer you along?
I mean, there's nothing like it. It's why you play the game, for the fans. It's entertainment, and who's more entertaining in college sports than primetime Deion Sanders?
I know that. Come on, listen.
He got all the celebs at the game. He got the rappers at the game. He got the actors at the game.
He has everyone.
And you know what?
Me watching the games. I never watched a Colorado game until then.
Colorado only won one game last year. And for them to actually beat teams, multiple teams this year, having more than one win, it was a win. And then all the notoriety that they got is well-deserved with Coach Prime.
Well, no matter how many wins or losses you're putting up on the board for Colorado, the major win that we all got to see firsthand, again, from Deion Sanders, was his infectious momentum. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Sheila Matthews, and this has been a very special episode of Logged In, where we not only brought you the latest online trends, the juice of the entertainment world, and the top stories affecting our lives, but we recapped the top 10 most logged in moments of 2023. Thank you to our guest today, Jonathan Casillas. Listen, I hope you are enjoying the show as much as we are enjoying bringing it to you, so be sure to subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you never miss a chance to log in with us. We'll see you next week at the same time in the same location for the same downloading of your timelines. See ya.
Log out.